Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about how my roommate had absolutely way too much sex. Now, college is about becoming independent, finding yourself. You know, we have sex, that's what we do. It's life, right? But my roommate did it to the point where it just became, I guess, disrespectful is the word to say. Now, if you watch my previous video, I talked about my crazy roommate, how she was very rude and disrespectful, and how I had went through 3 roommates, and my 3rd roommate was the one that was crazy. Well, my first roommate that I had is the person I'm going to talk about in this video. She's still nice and cool, and I never had no beef with her. The only issue that I ever had with her was the simple fact that she was having so much sex. And I appreciated the fact that my roommate would tell me, Raven, don't come back to the room because we're getting ready to have sex. Or, you know, if I'm gone or something, she would text me and let me know that they're getting ready to have sex. Now, the part where that became very disrespectful, I feel like, is, well, when I would go home every other weekend, she never went home during the weekends. So she always had the dorm room to herself. So I would be gone the entire weekend, and like, she has the dorm room to herself. Her and her boyfriend, they can do whatever it is that they want to do. But they gotta do. Sunday about 8 o'clock at night, I would come back to campus. So I would come back to my room, I would bring in my groceries, I would put them up, and then I would probably walk out the room for a while and go see some of my friends. And she would text me, like, literally a lot of times when I'm on my way back to the room, she would text me and say, oh, we're in the mood. And I'm like, seriously? Like, it's freaking 10 o'clock at night, or it's 11 o'clock at night. Y'all have all this time to do it. Actually, it was so rude. She texted me, I was at church, and she texted me about like 1 o'clock, I think. It was about 1 o'clock. And she told me that they were in the mood. And I was like, okay, well, I'll be back on campus around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And she said, okay. So I went home after church, changed my clothes, grabbed my laundries, went to the grocery store and got some groceries. And I also ate dinner, and I so my dad was helping me bring my groceries and stuff up to the room. So I had unlocked the door and I opened it, and since my dad had that big old bucket, he went into the room first. He walked in and he was like, what the fuck? And I was just like, uh-oh. Like, what the heck is going on in there? So I walked in and I looked and I saw that her and her boyfriend was in bed. He doesn't cuss. Like, that is not him. He's not that kind of person. And he's real chill and laid back. And he still have those, you know, young teenager, 20s age group mentality. Like, well, I'm not saying that he's a kid, but I'm saying that he still tries to be young. So he was really cool with stuff. But that, for the simple fact, that was just uncalled for. And especially, it was like 4 something at that time, and I had told her specifically, like, look, I'm going to be back on campus at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and they're in bed still. Like, that is disrespectful. Like, all the time, every time that I would come home, well, come back to the dorm room from, you know, spending the weekend at home, I would come back to the dorm room about 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, she's texting me like, oh, we're in a mood. And I'm looking like, seriously? Can I have time to be in my room? Can I sit down and relax? Can I finish my homework? Like, I don't want to sit up and leave and keep doing it. It was like so often, like all the freaking time. And I think that's very annoying. Roommates, you have to be considerate. Like, I don't have a problem with you having sex. It's just a simple fact, your timing. You know, it's rude to, when someone's been gone and you had the whole dorm room to yourself for the whole freaking weekend. When I finally come back and it's nighttime and I gotta finish up my last little bit of homework or whatever it is that I want to do, or maybe I want to sit down and watch TV because my shows are on or whatever, like, you text me and tell me that you're in a mood. And it was actually a Sunday she did this. I was in there in my room, and I'm just sitting in my bed doing my homework, and so her and her boyfriend, they cooked some food for them to eat, and then she texted me and she was like, can you give us a minute? So I'm looking like, seriously, girl? So I went to the end of the hall because there was this little lounge where you could go in there and study and do whatever. Like a few minutes later, she texted me back. It was like, okay, you could come back. And I just waited about like a half hour until I came back. And I was like, that was fast. And she said that her boyfriend didn't want to have sex. And they got into a big argument. And I was like, why are you getting in an argument? And she said, because I texted you and asked you to leave the room, and he said I should have asked him first. I mean, yeah, that, you know, I'm about to be gone for a couple days. Have sex then. If you know I'm not going to be back for a few hours or so, then have sex then. Don't wait until I finally get back to campus to text me and be like, okay, we about to have sex, and I've been gone all day and I want to go in my room and lay down, take a nap or relax or chill or something, you know, because that's rude, that's disrespectful. One day my friends came and visited me on campus, like as a surprise, and I was in the lounge at that time doing my homework, and they text me telling me that they are here. So I go get them and check them in, and they wanted to see my room, and I was like, well, we can't see my room because my roommate is having sex right now. And so they got so frustrated, like, oh my gosh, again, they're always having sex, because like they are always having sex, for real. It sucked that I couldn't go show my friends my room because my roommate was too busy having sex, and it's annoying. Oh my gosh, like words can't describe how annoying. So yeah, that's my story about my roommate having sex all the freaking time, and I'll talk to you all soon.